I always forget. Well, hi guys. Welcome to this week's podcast. I always forget that like Twitch is a 3-2-1 and our recording studio is a 5-4-3-2-1. Um we are running late for anybody that watches live. We had a lot of problems. My child refused to go to sleep. And then we had technical
Oh, geez.
issues. Yeah, we're struggling. And Autumn is not joining us again this week because of Ramadan. Is that what she said?
Yes, Ramadan, and she had some family stuff going on. I can double check here real quick.
I got it open. I'm just looking. Um yeah, she said Ramadan and we have iftar tonight at the same time. I do not know what iftar is. But for those that celebrate Ramadan, happy Ramadan. I'm pretty sure that starts this evening, right? Tonight's the first night.
I am actually looking it up right now so I can educate myself.
I believe I think it started tonight.
It started on the 10th and it will go until April 9th.
Oh, it started last weekend. My bad. Okay. Iftar is observed by Muslims at sunset in the month of Ramadan. The night upon completion of all religious ceremonial rites. It's a fast-breaking evening meal of Muslims during Ramadan. At the time of Adhan of the Maghrib prayer. I'm 100% sure I said that wrong. Okay, well, gotcha. It's like the first meal after the daily fast. It looks like. Okay. Well, happy Ramadan for those that do the Ramadan. Do the Ramadan, y'all. I am struggling.
Don't worry, this morning my stutter was real. I was
Okay.
working at you. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. It's for our Muslim friends, happy celebrations and go eat something because the sun has set and y'all went all day without food or water. That's impressive. I couldn't do it. All right. So yeah, for those that are new, this is Witchful Thinking. This is a podcast for witches, pagans, Wiccans, and anybody who just really likes to be a little weird, a little spooky, a little weird, a little out of the norm. This week we're talking about Ostara, which is Tuesday. Tuesday, March 19th is Ostara for those of us that celebrate the 9 Sabbats. Ostara is the celebration of spring, of the spring equinox. So today we're going to talk about like traditions, the origins, like some ways to celebrate, and I'm going to tell you some of our traditions that were stolen by some other cultures. You got anything to say, Nix? Huh?
No, I don't. Not right now. I'm just waiting.
Oh, okay. What did you just say though? You're still on here a little bit. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Ostara, the celebration of spring, it falls on the spring equinox. It originally was a celebration for the goddess Oestre, which is where the name comes from. Some people celebrate Pan during Ostara because he's related to like nature and stuff, but originally with the intention of celebration for Oestre, who I think is Celtic. Honestly, though, I don't know.
How do you spell it?
Eostre. I think she's Celtic.
Is it Germanic?
Germanic. Okay, I was close. Same, European. Yeah, so some traditions of when I switch tabs, does my camera turn off? Can you tell me? Is my
No,
camera
your yours is still on. I think
okay,
mine does.
cool.
I'm going back and forth between Twitch and
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so good because I have my information on one tab and then the recording on the other. Um so it happens between March 19th and March 23rd depending on the year. So this year is early. It starts on March 19th. Um and Astra, yep, you're right. It's a German goddess. If I'd have kept reading my information, I would have gotten there. German celebration of the German goddess Aostre. Sorry, Aostre. Um, and for the beginning of Astra, it's usually a good time to like celebrate fertility and growth. And so like because it's the spring celebration, it's the celebration of growth and fertility and new life. And so a lot of people will do any families that are struggling um, to conceive might do some fertility rituals for conception, but not even just sexual fertility. It's also the fertility of the earth too. So a lot of people will plant seeds. Spring cleaning is a great way to celebrate Ostara. You're cleaning out the negativity, the darkness that came with the winter, and you're making room for new light for the spring. So deep cleaning your home, doing that big spring cleaning that a lot of us do anyway, is a great way to celebrate Ostara. Which I actually need to do. My house is a mess. I need to also get rid of some stuff, some toys for my son because his birthday's coming up and I need to make room for new toys. Yeah, so a lot of people like tend to make like resolutions at the end of the year in the start of the new year. So Asura is also a really good time to think about those goals that you set for yourself and start working toward them, start making a plan. Because the days are getting longer. You're most people well, not most people, I can't say that because I don't actually know the statistics, but I know a lot of people feel more energized during the spring. Those of us that struggle with seasonal depression and the lack of sunlight definitely get a boost. I just have year-round depression, but those who struggle with the lack of
hey,
those who struggle with the lack of sunlight that like intensifies that depression, or people who only feel it during the winter, this the welcoming of the sun, welcoming the sun back, is a great time to look at those resolutions and start making a plan, especially when when your goal was like get fit. You have like all this extra sunlight, go use it, get outside. um yeah, so those are some of the ways to celebrate Ostara. Decluttering. um yeah. uh Whatever you think about planting, think about when it will bloom, or if you're planting like vegetables or fruits. Hang on. Okay, sorry. If you're hearing the baby in the background, he's not in the room. That is the baby monitor. He is struggling tonight. He does not want to sleep. Anyway,
just hang out with his mom, man.
I am really surprised he's not going to sleep because he had a very eventful day. We went to Busch Gardens, and for anybody that doesn't know what Busch Gardens is, it's a theme park established by Anheuser-Busch. Anheuser, and is that how you say it? The guy that owns the beer company also made a theme park because I guess so like the origins of that. This is way off topic, but whatever. He went to
Autumn's not
Disney
here to
World.
stop
Huh?
I said Autumn's not here to stop us.
Autumn's not here to stop us. This is what happens when she leaves us alone. Um, he went to Disney World with his kids, but he was upset because he couldn't walk around with a beer because, I mean, he owns a beer company. And yeah, Disney World at that time did not allow you to walk around with alcohol. And I don't even know if you can walk around with alcohol now. Oh no, the baby's awake. Hang on. Okay. If he's not like consistently crying, I'm gonna let him. He's fine. He's probably just fussy. Anyway, went to Disney World. He couldn't walk around with beer. He wanted a park where he could walk around with a beer, so he made his own. He then established Busch Gardens. There are 2 of them. There's one in Tampa. There's one here in Virginia. Whoa. I just got really dizzy. I'm sorry. And then eventually SeaWorld bought the parks from him. So it's now owned by SeaWorld, but it was originally established by Anheuser-Busch. Anyway, we live like 30 minutes from there. Less than that, actually. So I have an interview there, actually.
I didn't know about it.
Oh yeah, I hadn't told you yet. I have an interview for assistant supervisor for kids camps. So, I might be getting out of the teaching gig and moving into that. My interview's coming up this week. Thank you. My interview's this week, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so we went to Busch Gardens today because we're like less than half an hour from there. We're like 25 minutes depending on traffic. And this child was awake for all of it. So I don't know why he won't go to sleep. All of that to tell you that my son spent the whole day at Busch Gardens and now he won't go to sleep.
I do have a little button pressing for that interview, though.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you. I am gonna go check on him for a minute. So, do you think you can cover for just long enough for me to go put him like back to sleep?
Yeah. I can definitely do that. They're probably gonna get some random knowledge, though.
I am so sorry. Talk about what your spring traditions are, and I'll be right back.
Okay, yeah, I can definitely talk about my spring traditions.
So sorry.
Y'all are gonna be stuck with me for a minute. Alright, my spring traditions is I typically started this last year, but I started planting because I really want a garden, and I've never been able to have a garden, and I'm trying. Um, I also do spring cleaning where I get rid of things that I don't need because I am a hoarder, and I admit that I am a hoarder. But I will be getting rid of things. I'm going to be going through my storage unit to get rid of it. I don't really do a lot for the things other than planting and clean. But the cleaning part is something that and it's not even hard.
I'm sorry.
I was just talking about how my family does clean one and how that was our tradition for years, and it's not even related to paganism because my mom is Catholic when it comes to cleaning.
Okay.
It has to be perfect. It has to be spotless. If there is a spot of just dust, like a singular speck of dust that you cannot see physically with your eyes, my mom can spot it from a mile away. I swear her eyes are a microscope.
That's funny. In the future, I will not normally be leaving you by yourself. He's just struggling tonight. Okay, back to Asura. So Aostray, or yeah, Aostrays, associated. Some people also associate Isis because of the rains bringing rainbows. And then, like I said, some people associate Pan because he's associated with wildlife. Colors: green, pink, and blue. Spring colors. Think spring pastels. Some symbols of Ostara. These might ring a bell. We're gonna get to why. Rabbits, eggs, flowers. Huh?
I said fertility.
Also lambs, clovers, and baskets. So, hey, do those sound familiar?
Oh, they sound very familiar, man.
Yeah. So, anybody who hasn't heard Christmas, yes, there, Christmas. So, just like Christmas taking a lot of traditions from Yule, Easter, the Christian celebration of the rising of Christ, also takes a lot of traditions from Ostara. So everyone, or ever wonder why, like on Easter, everybody's got like Easter baskets from an Easter bunny who leaves Easter eggs?
And
Yeah.
presents, like Santa.
Yeah. So, well, we're not talking about Christmas and Yule right now, okay? That's
No.
that's another episode. But yeah, also very similar to Christmas and Yule, Easter has a lot of traditions from Ostara, because eggs and baskets and rabbits are all associated with Ostara, which came first.
I've been
Just
seeing
throwing
a
that
lot
out
of
there.
rabbits.
You've been seeing a lot of rabbits lately?
Yeah.
I mean, it is spring. That makes sense.
It does. And my dog will literally go to the door, see the rabbit. Like, Mom, there's a rabbit outside. Bark.
let me
Mom,
let me
do you
protect
see
you.
the rabbit?
Yeah.
Yes, see the rabbit, Barbie. Mom, it's staring at me. It's going to stare at you. You're acting like a fool right now.
That's funny. That's funny. Yep. Yeah. All of those things that people are always like, it's the celebration of the rising of Christ. Why is there an Easter bunny that brings an Easter basket full of toys and leaves Easter eggs? That's because they're not from Easter. They're from Ostara. So, just saying.
God.
Yeah. Just like the celebration of the birth of Christ has an old man that brings you toys and leaves them in your sock. That's because it does. When you break down the tradition of Santa Claus, it really does sound creepy. Like some old dude is breaking into your home, stealing your food and leaving presents for your children in their socks. Yeah, that's weird.
It is very weird. It's also I can't remember I know the story. I can't remember the name of the story, but there's this one legend and like tradition that you have to. So there's this that knocks on your door, and if you open the door, you basically get into uh, basically explaining why the creature can't come in. And you have to have a valid reason. And if you don't give a valid enough reason, like if you and him are going back and forth, if you run out of excuses on why they can't come in, they'll come in and drink all of your beer.
What if you don't have any beer?
I don't know.
Like, that's my excuse. Why can't I come in? Well, I don't have any beer. Sorry. My house isn't worth it to you. Go away.
I
There's no
mean,
beer in this house.
I have a single dollar bill for you. That's about all
I
I have right now.
I have celiac disease. I don't keep beer in my house because I can't drink beer.
I don't like the taste of beer,
I
and I
mean,
drink.
yeah, beer is nasty anyway, but like I can't, even if I did like it, I can't drink beer. I don't keep beer in my house. So knock knock knock, why can't I come in? Because I don't have any beer for you. Go away.
And give you a sad handshake, and then if you come in, you're gonna come in. You're gonna look at my place and be like, I need to buy you some good furniture. It's the saddest apartment I have ever seen. Yeah, I know.
That's part of that's part of being young. You'll grow out of it eventually.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I need to find nails for my Raven coat that I have. Go buy
Um
nails or the motivation to buy nails.
I want brownies.
Probably low speaking.
What?
That's probably Loki speaking.
Probably. Oh, speaking of, oh no, you know what? It was probably somebody telling us to get back on track because baking is another way to celebrate Ostara.
True.
Well, you know what? I just have a feeling Autumn's like astro projecting and being like, bruh.
What are you two fools doing? Get back on
That's
track.
it was probably her telling me to get back on track. Um,
That
all
too,
right.
or heck, it use you.
Yeah, that it could be. I don't feel like it was Hecate. It doesn't
Yeah.
feel like her. All right,
No,
yeah. So back on track. Ways to celebrate. We talked about planting seeds, cleaning your house. You can also decorate an Ostara altar. You can make egg-based foods, or just baking in general. Walk through nature, looking for signs of spring. Another thing to do is just to meditate and think about like what your plans are for spring. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's how
my
you
first
celebrate.
hunting for
Um,
bone.
looking for bones. I was at Tattoo Fest last night and this lady had a pile of skulls, like actual animal skulls. She had like a huge ass, it looked like a lion skull, honestly. I was like, damn. But it was like $1,000.
Yeah, some of those are going to be really expensive. I'm going to
Yeah, they were fucking giant. They were really cool though.
be tattoo.
Oh, are you showing me? I'm sorry, I had a different tab open. Oh, that's cute. I like that. I went to Tattoo Fest last night, but I didn't get to get a tattoo because I didn't have any money. I went for my roller derby team though. We had a table set up.
A roller derby thing going. I think you
Good.
could post on Facebook maybe.
Yeah,
I
I've put some stuff on Facebook. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. If you ever come out this way, you should definitely come see a game.
I'm definitely planning on visiting you in the future, man. That is a goal of mine. That is on my bucket list.
Just know that
You, Autumn,
I don't have a spare room. If you need a place to crash, I have a couch. That's the best I can do.
you're gonna couch surfing, I guess.
I don't have a spare room. My sister lives in the spare room now. Yeah.
I'll probably find a hotel.
All right, cool.
You go anywhere.
Um, I don't have anything else to add to Astra.
I don't really either. You kind of put everything there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a celebration of fertility and life and spring and growth and traditions were stolen from us by the Christian community. I'm not going to say individual Christians. They didn't do that by themselves, but you know, by the entire Christ following community. Which I mean, to be fair, like a lot of cultures, like when you have holidays close together, will borrow traditions from each holiday, and that's fine. It's just kind of like, know where your traditions came from, please.
Yeah. Not really
Yeah.
say nothing about them and shit on us reading this.
Yeah, exactly. I would never like attack another culture or religion. Um, you know, Christianity is a valid faith, and like like individual Christians are great. The problem is when when they borrow, or yeah, the problematic part is that they take the entire Christian community as a whole, looking at them as like a systematic function and not like individuals. They have taken cultural traditions from pagans, implemented it into their own traditions, and then called them their own. That is where the problem lies. It's not about like, oh, you want to decorate eggs and celebrate or use the same celebrations as us? Yeah, go ahead. Decorating eggs is fun, okay? But like, know where your traditions come from is my thing. Like, you like, eggs have nothing to do with the rising of your Christ. Um and so that's the issue, is that like you you aren't celebrating fertility, which is why the eggs are important to us. You're celebrating life. I mean, the life of your Christ. He is risen again. But the eggs are important to us because they represent fertility. So that's where the issue is. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just about to ask, what are you doing for it?
What am I doing for Ostara? Going to an
Yeah.
interview. Yeah, that's when my interview is on Tuesday. So, I'm celebrating new beginnings by trying to find a new job.
And a new beginning.
Yeah, and a new
Hey,
beginning. Exactly. And then I'm going to decorate eggs over the weekend.
I'm also trying to find myself a new name. I
Yeah.
won't get too much of that over the
Well, y'all can come out here. I wouldn't mind.
that's close. I would definitely come visit you.
Well, I mean, you come visit, experience living next to the beach, and then realize how much better it is out here. I'm just saying.
Yeah, 100%. But I think Colorado kind of hurt. I want to be out in the. I want to be out in the mountains with
That's
bears.
fair.
I want to be in
Colorado
my
is
back.
very beautiful.
It is.
It's cold. It's cold.
I'm not particularly keen on what happens in mountains and at night, basically. But I want a bear in my backyard. So
I
I'll
want a
take it.
bear in my backyard.
I'll take it. Maybe I'll meet
Well,
Sasquatch.
I don't know. I feel like Sasquatch probably lives in like Washington.
Good, good. But have you ever seen the show Finding Bigfoot?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so there's the show. It was called Finding Bigfoot. It was on Animal Planet, and
Hmm.
they would go to different parts of the country. I think different parts of the world too.
Mm-hmm.
Searching. They would go find people who have had encounters with Bigfoot, look at the evidence, be like, oh, this could be, but this also could be this. And
Mm-hmm.
so they would do their own investigation, do some of the Bigfoot mating calls.
There are mating calls.
Yeah. Let's see if I can. It would be bad audio, but let's see if I can find it. Because this, oh, it was so good. It was so good. I watched it just, I binge watched that just like I binge watched Gator Boys. And that's just because alligator wrestling was hilarious.
Those, I'm assuming those people are from Florida.
They are from Florida, and when I
Yep.
say alligator wrestling, I'm not talking about like it actually being like sport and they're like harming the alligators. Their whole
No.
goal is is to catch alligators and put them in an alligator sanctuary rather than having people kill them.
Yeah,
Because
I know what alligator wrestling is. I just know the only people dumb enough to do it are Australians and Floridians.
I don't know. Some people from where I'm at probably are stupid enough. I know at least two people.
I watched a TikTok today, and it was this guy, and he was like, "They tell you when you get chased by an alligator to run in a zigzag, but nah, bro." And like while he's talking, he's like being chased. He's walking backwards, being chased by an alligator. He's like, "Nah, bro, just find a tree." And he stands behind like this skinny ass tree, and the alligator stops moving because he can't see him past the tree.
I was trying to look at the tree.
Well, because the way that their eyes are located, they can't see. Like the tree blocks their vision, and they can't see the person. And so he just keeps like, he's like peekaboo, peekaboo to a freaking alligator.
I mean, some people are stupid.
Yeah, well, like I said, Florida.
That's me.
Yeah, but yeah, celebrating Ostara, I am going to an interview to start my new beginning. And then not this weekend. Not this weekend, but the weekend after. I'm going to decorate eggs with family members. Okay.
Oh.
I've also had squatches come to me like I've been like making a bunch of noise and this and that come to me and do like like that kind of like that.
All right, hang on, pause. All right, pause. I didn't want to play too much because I didn't want us to get like any kind of copyright issues or anything.
That's all I wanted.
Okay. That was weird. That was weird for sure.
It was. It's definitely something to go search YouTube for to figure it out. If you want to go into that nosedive.
I'm a little worried, honestly. That sounds strange.
Dude, they've done it in every single episode. It's like you'd assume that at one point in time they'd lose their voice from doing that, but they don't. And they bring in other people too. They bring in other people, and some of the other people are scientists. And I'm not saying that Bigfoot isn't real or anything, because there's a big possibility, just like a bunch of cryptids.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, why search for them?
Yeah. Yeah, you shouldn't be looking for those things.
No, because
let them stay mysterious.
Not only that, but there's the thing is, most time when you have an encounter with one, you're probably gonna die. And if you're going out searching for them, you're probably gonna die.
Yeah, probably. I wouldn't go looking for them. That would be not smart.
No. Although someone did capture footage of. Oh, I didn't even know if I want to say it. I don't want to Oh.
Can you describe and let me and the audience guess?
Yeah, let's do a little guessing game.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Is this who you're talking about? You have no idea what I'm doing.
Are you trying to make a hat? Oh, yeah. You got it. Yeah, there's some footage of it. I watched the footage, and my heart dropped. I was like, I need to get this off my For You page. I need to do some cleansing, because the moment, I don't know why I continued watching it, but as soon as
I ran. Girl, I already have sleep paralysis. I'm not trying to invite that.
I don't want that on my. No dang, no dang.
No, that one in particular comes for people with sleep paralysis. So I'm gonna have to cleanse my bed before I go to sleep now. I'm sitting in my bed. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
I got some Florida water. I'll I'll spray the bed when I get up.
Lots of Florida water.
Yeah, I love Florida water. It smells so good. You know what Florida water is, right?
Hot water? I don't know.
No. No. For those who do not know, Florida water is not water from Florida. It is a cleansing tool. It's made from water and like certain spices and herbs that are like blended into it. So it's not water from Florida for those that are unaware.
I will use my peppermint water.
Peppermint water is good too, yeah. I have a whole bottle of Florida water though. I'll use that.
I have a spray bottle with peppermint water. Also, it smells really good. So
I love how I'm just folding laundry now. I'm sorry. It's just sitting here next to me, and my hands needed something to do, so I started folding. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for bringing that energy in. Rude. I know what you're talking about, though.
Yep.
If you do not know what we're talking about, it's better to leave it that way.
Yeah, that, or if you really want to guess, I guess you can guess in the comment section.
Don't put that in my comment section.
Don't say the name though.
You told them what I was putting on. They should be able to figure it out.
Yeah. Just like don't put the name because then you're bringing that energy in.
Yeah. We don't want to invite that kind of stuff here.
Yeah. So if you're ever talking about like paranormal, supernatural, and whatnot, never say the name.
Facts.
So you know the Conjuring movies? So
I love those movies though.
I do too. And they're based off of true events, and they also name the actual things yeah. So every single time during those parts, I always mute it because I don't want to hear the damn thing.
I don't do that though. You know? Honestly, when I watch those movies, I let it happen.
I've never done it. I used to never do it. And then I was in my mom's house. Okay. I was watching The Conjuring after midnight because I'm a super fan. I want to do that. Yeah,
But there's your problem.
Well, yeah, I started seeing shadows.
No.
And I was like, oh no.
Oh
I've been messed up. And it was during the second one. If you know what the second one is, it brings in
which one's the second one?
Amityville.
I like.
I'm gonna mention.
I like that one.
I believe that's the one that was in Britain. But that's the one I'm talking about. Because the first one is in.
The one with the old dude.
Yes, the one with the old dude. I was watching that one, and I just started seeing shadows move around, and then out of the corner of their eye, there's like shadowy figure. I'm like,
oh hell no!
I'm like, oh heck, I did something stupid.
Yeah,
and
I don't watch them at midnight, so that's part of your problem.
Well, I do just for the pure. I'm gonna hold my. Give me a second. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. I'm gonna have to hold my thing just so.
Are you gonna drop it at the end? Drop the mic.
You know what? I might.
Don't do that. You're gonna ruin your mic.
But no, I saw like a little shadow figure, and this. By the way, this was when I was naive and I wasn't actively.
We've gone from Ostara and New Beginnings to talking about cryptids.
Yep, paranormal encounters, bro. We're ghost hunters now. There was an episode of. Now I'm going on a different. I'm going to finish my first story. Okay. Yeah, there was a shadow figure there, and it scared the living shit out of me. And I could not sleep for the entire night I literally had to switch movies, which I have never done, because I felt such a negative energy. And after a certain amount of time, it did go away,
Uh-huh.
and the figure did like disappear, and there was a different energy.
Mm-hmm.
And personally, I think that was probably like one of my ancestors coming in to protect me, because
Mm-hmm.
I have this belief that my grandmother is a descendant of a witch,
Mm-hmm.
because of she got visions.
Mm-hmm.
So I honestly think it was her, but I could be wrong, and I never asked, and I don't. It's been so long ago, I don't know if I'll even get an answer. Uh, but now on to my other thing. Yeah, there was an
Mm-hmm.
episode of Ghost Hunters that I was watching, and it was in the woods. They were interviewing some people who had dealt with some spiritual encounters, and the ghost specifically attacked women. I think it was a demon entity actually, because they were starting. It was at night. They were starting to do some things to interact with the spirit. It wasn't interacting with them, and so they brought a female paranormal investigator in.
Oh,
And
hell no.
yeah, as soon as she entered, she felt the negative energy, and that's when all of the encounter
They
happened.
used her as bait, is what you're saying.
Yeah, they used her as bait, and
That's fucked up.
yeah, and when that happened, I felt the energy. I was like, "You're kidding me!" But a lot of Ghost Hunters was fake, but and I don't
Yeah.
know if that one in particular was fake, but I don't.
Yeah. Okay.
Because if I
So we've
remember
gone.
correctly, before Ghost Hunters even really got very, very popular.
I only watched a few episodes of Ghost Hunters. I was never really that into it. Um, but I do remember it.
I watched a lot of paranormal things. There
Mm.
is this TV show called either The Haunting or The Haunted, which was a docu-series about various paranormal hotspots. There's a couple that were in my home state, South Dakota. One
Mm.
actually is in the next town over, and I haven't visited the house. I refuse to enter the house, but I've driven past the house multiple times, and I still get that negative energy feeling from the house. Because I used to be in Girl Scouts, and that's
Mm.
when I would have to drive past the house, and I don't have to think about it. I don't have to drive the house again. But there's another house in um another town that I'm next to that I've driven past to all the time 2 years ago, and energy from that house was also not it.
I got you. I live in historic Virginia, so like supposedly we're super haunted, and we probably are, but I don't really feel much of it, honestly. Like,
I feel like if it's really negative energy, I guess you can feel it.
yeah.
Because those were historic parts of our area.
Mm.
But I don't remember how old. I just
Yeah,
know a lot of it happened.
I
Um,
got you.
but
Well, of course, like
Ohio,
when you live in like a major tourist zone like I do, they try to come up with like a ton of haunted things to attract the tourists. So like Williamsburg for example, that's where Busch Gardens is. But it's also like a major historic town, and they claim that like every other house is haunted, and I'm like, that's not true. That's not true.
one of the this house was in Lennox, I believe.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was in Lennox. I have to find that. I'll send that up. If I find it, I'll send it to you.
All
But the
right,
other
cool.
one was even mentioned.
Gotcha. Um, We're at 45 minutes. So I'm just giving you a heads up on time.
Woo.
I'm also kind of tired. I'm sorry. My energy just dropped dramatically. I'm so sorry.
No,
It's
you're
not on
fine.
you.
My energy has been dead all day. I started my cycle and I'm not happy.
Yeah.
I was gonna do stuff after we got off. I was gonna go to emo night at a bar, and I don't even want to go.
That sounds like a lot of fun, though. That sounds like fun.
It is a lot of fun. I went last year, and it was amazing. And it's just the fact that I don't want to go and socialize with people, knowing that I'm gonna have an attitude the entire time I'm there because I am in.
That makes sense.
I had an attitude at work today. Ooh, maybe so mad.
I didn't have to go to work today. It was Saturday. It is Saturday. For another few hours, it's still Saturday.
I went to work. I guess I didn't have an attitude, but I would like go over to that. I was not in a mood. I was in a mood because I had the face of don't talk.
I lost what I was going to say. I had something in my head to say and it just disappeared. I'm sorry. I'm not on my game right now. I don't know what happened. I just like.
What are you gonna do? Are you gonna be doing any baking?
Am I baking? Oh, for Ostara? Maybe. I haven't decided. I don't have. We have to go to the grocery store tomorrow. Maybe I'll pick up something to bake. I don't know. I don't usually bake for specifically for Ostara, but I might. I haven't decided yet.
I know I'm definitely planning.
I have been cleaning up my garden. That's one thing I've been doing. Did I send you the pictures?
You did.
I did some major weeding in my garden and wow. I still have some more to do. I haven't gotten it all done. I haven't been able to I haven't been at home to do it the last few nights. But I did a lot of weeding. I cleaned up my garden a lot, so that was one thing I did. And I planted some new seeds, and I stole some flowers from the empty lot next door to me.
I don't know anybody.
Yeah, so the house that used to be right next door to me was sold, but it was in such poor condition that there was no way anybody could renovate it and make it a better home. It didn't even have air conditioning. It didn't have air conditioning units. Not even the ducting to put an air conditioner in. That's how old the house was. And so
it down and building a new one.
Yeah, so that's what they did. The people that bought the land tore the house down. So there was a house, a very old, very rundown house that really had no chance. The roof was falling in anyway. The old woman that lived there, I loved her a lot, but her kids don't live around here, so they weren't there to help her keep it up. So it was just her and her dog. And I tried to help when I could, but yeah. So she moved. Her kids moved her into an assisted living facility because her dog had passed, and it was just her, and there was nobody around to take care of her except for my husband and I, who checked in every once in a while. But we weren't her family, So her kids were like, okay, it's time to move into an assisted living. So she lives in assisted living now. And they sold the house. And then the people, whoever bought the house, tore it down. So it's just land now. There's no house there. And I think the intention is to build a new home. But they haven't broke ground yet. But anyway, she had some flowers growing in front of her house, and when they tore the house down, the flowers had already died for the winter, like, but the bulbs were still in the ground. So the bulbs started sprouting, and I realized that they were still there because I hadn't even thought about them really. But then they started sprouting, and I was like, wait a minute, her flowers are still there, but there's no house here. So I dug up the flowers and I put them in my garden.
I'm sure she would appreciate that.
I think so too. Yeah. So I dug up her flowers. Huh?
I said at least her flowers are being cared for.
Yeah, exactly. So I dug up her flowers, and here's to hoping that they don't die. Also, also apparently my flowers didn't actually die because my hydrangea bush is starting to sprout, and my rose bush is starting to get some blooming or some little spuds on it. So I guess I didn't kill my flowers like I thought I did.
Stephanie's laughing at you right now. I swear.
She probably is.
She's like, I told you.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I had killed it all. The mums really are dead, though. The mums are dead.
We tried. That's all we can ask.
I tried. It's okay. But everything else. Oh, go ahead.
I love very little fairy house gnome.
Oh yeah. I got more gnomes. It's pretty much mostly just gnomes.
On which Faye is looking after your family.
Yeah. But yeah, so I got some flowers going. I gotta finish weeding. And then I found deer antler in the plate on the my kids found deer antlers that had been shed on the playground at recess. And then one of my I think I told you the story, but yeah, one of my students came. They play football at recess, and one of my students runs up to me carrying a deer antler, and I didn't even hear what he said, but he said, or he showed me the deer antler, and my first instinct was, oh, that's so cool. Apparently, what he said was, Mrs. Boats, I fell on this. And I responded by saying, oh, that's so cool. So the other teacher that's standing there next to me looks at me, and she's like, Mrs. Boats, you should have said, are you okay? And I'm like, what? She's like, he just said he fell on that. And I was like, oh, are you okay? He's like, yeah. I'm like, are you sure? Like, do we need, let me, like, but yeah, he said, Mrs. Boats, I fell on this. And I said, oh, that's so cool. So after I realized that he had told me that he fell on it, I made sure he was okay, of course. And then I was like, he's like, yeah, I'm okay. It doesn't hurt. I just wanted to show you. And I was like, I think that's really cool. Not the fact that you fell on it, but the deer antler itself. I was like, I'm going to keep it. Or I said, can I keep it? And he's like, why are you asking me? I'm like, I don't know. Go put it with my stuff. I'm going to keep it. So, and then I found out that a 5th grader had found one too, so I got both of them. So they're I haven't put them on my altar yet. I gotta like clean them off and stuff, but
Ooh, when is it going to?
I don't know. I have a feeling that Minerva wants one. Are deer related to her? I don't actually know.
So
I don't think so either.
I know the first thing that popped in my head was Persephone, but I don't even know then.
No.
Just because I see a lot of artwork with Persephone and deer, but I don't think it's directly her. I think it's just because she's related to nature and so are deer. So
Yeah.
people just draw her with deer. I think she's more associated with deer are more associated with Artemis.
Yeah, I know that. I knew Artemis. Apparently, owls cannot be Minerva's only one. I don't know. I'll look it up with Deet. Yeah, Artemis. I knew that.
I'm definitely going
I don't
bone
know.
hunting. Also, I got back in contact with my neighbor, and there was a deer carcass on his land. And so, while he was going through the drive-thru at my other job, I asked him, I noticed there's a deer carcass on your land. Can I go over and grab it and dig the bones out of it? And he was like, you were a day late. I had already buried it.
Oh no.
I'm so mad. I wanted to ask him about it the day before, but I had forgotten because I wasn't even expecting him to come through the drive-through. And then he just comes through. It's like, oh, you know what? I should probably ask about that deer that's sitting in his yard that's dying and decaying. And it didn't seem appropriate to ask. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it the next day. And he had buried it. And I was like, I should have done it before.
That's funny. Yeah, I don't actually know who gets the antlers yet. I'll figure it out. I don't think it's Persephone though. She's not yelling at me. I have a weird feeling that Minerva wants it, but I don't know why. Maybe because I haven't given her her owl yet.
That could be. I'm still actively looking for one. I've got other people helping me now.
Cool. All right. Well, I am getting tired because for me it is almost 10 o'clock. And I haven't eaten yet. So I think it's time for us to wrap up.
I think it is because I'm also getting hungry.
I am sorry to our audience that this was not a more energized podcast. We were running late, and so our energy levels are a little lower than usual. But I hope you listened, and I hope you enjoyed. And hopefully in 2 weeks we'll have Autumn back, and we'll be able to be a little more focused. What are we doing next time?
I was thinking that we could start talking about our deities that we work with.
Like breaking them down a little more?
Yeah, breaking them down a little bit more. Talk about
okay, cool.
About how they work with us, per se, because we've mentioned before that deities work with people differently.
Yeah. I think we should focus probably on 1 or 2 deities each time, not to overwhelm, because we do all have a lot.
We do. I was thinking about the ones that we all have in common, like Hecate, Loki.
Does Autumn works with Hecate? Oh,
and Loki.
Okay. For some reason I knew she worked with Loki, yeah. Okay.
I don't know. Do you work with Aphrodite?
No, but I know you two do. She and I both work with Yemaya.
I didn't know that. I think you and I both work with her.
Yes, we both work with Hermes, yeah. Yeah, because and she works with Oshun, and I have worked with Oshun in the past. So she and I both have experience with Yemaya and Oshun, which I think those two should be their own episode together, because they're sisters.
I do agree with that. We'll do 2 deities at a time.
Yeah.
We just have to figure out which ones we're going to start.
Does she work with Persephone or Hades?
Yes, she does.
Okay.
Do you know that? I think she works with Lilith.
She works with Lilith. I do not. You work with Persephone, but not Hades.
That is correct.
Okay. So maybe we could start there.
Yeah, we should.
Okay.
Persephone and Hades in one, Nick and Hecate in another.
Yeah.
They're doing one, kind of.
Yeah. Maybe Hermes and Loki have similar energies. Maybe put them together.
I would maybe also put the Fae in there because they also have similar energies as well.
Maybe Loki and the Fae, and then
Yes.
Hermes, and Dionysus. I know I'm the only one that works with Dionysus, but I think, yeah, that's how I would do it.
I agree with that. I agree with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. All right,
Has Loki been
we got. Huh?
Has Loki been asking you for food?
I don't know if Loki's asking me to give him food or telling me to eat food myself, but he does keep making me really dizzy. It's like, so like he's like pushing on my head. He just keeps pushing on my head. Yeah.
I bought
A
the
whole
whole
what?
blizzard cake. It's an ice cream cake.
Like from Dairy Queen?
Yeah. I bought a whole one. Was there a reason for it? No. Hear me out. Hear me out. All of a sudden, I was just working, and then I get this thing. It's like, I want a blizzard cake. And so I text my mom, Mom, go to Dairy Queen and get me a blizzard cake. Mom, why do you need a blizzard cake? I don't know. I just want one.
That's funny. I mean, I did just randomly say I wanted brownies earlier, so.
It could have been him. Could have been him.
Right now I haven't eaten much, so he just keeps like poking me in the side of the head, and so I feel like I'm falling over.
Yeah, he's probably telling you to eat. He's probably telling you to get an ice cream cake. Kidding.
Don't think it's an ice cream cake. All right. Well, hopefully Autumn will be with us next time. I think we're going to start with Hades and Persephone. Since it is spring, it makes sense.
What's wrong with
All right.
Okay, give me a second.